Researchers just discovered 24 malicious packages on NPM, but here's the weird part. Installing these packages wasn't actually the attack. The attackers were using NPM for something completely different, web hosting, specifically to create fake Cloudflare verification pages on the infrastructure people trust the most. To understand why this works, you gotta understand how NPM actually works. If you've never written JavaScript before, NPM is basically a giant library of software that developers can download. Let's say I'm building a website. I need a tool that handles dates. Instead of writing that tool myself, I can run npm install and download a package someone else has already created. Millions of these packages are already available through NPM. An NPM package is ultimately just a collection of files, code, text, images, and potentially even HTML. HTML is the basic language used to create web pages. So if an attacker puts HTML on an NPM package, that package can contain ingredients for a web page. And that's where the attack begins. Security researchers at OX Security discovered 24 NPM packages containing essentially the same malicious HTML file. Most of these packages were getting roughly 50 to 300 weekly downloads before being removed. But the researchers noticed something strange. Downloading the package didn't actually do anything malicious. This is where some malware waiting for a developer to type npm install, because developers weren't necessarily the target. The attackers wanted something else from that npm package. They wanted access to the infrastructure. The way the npm ecosystem works is when a package is published, copies of its files can also be made available through services that help websites load files quickly. These services are called mirrors or CDNs. Think of them as public delivery systems for online files. A developer might use to load JavaScript file into a website. The browser may ask for the file, the service sends it back. Normally this is completely legitimate, but these services can deliver more than just JavaScript. They can also deliver HTML. So the attacker would publish a package containing a malicious HTML file. A mirror is going to make that file available at a public web address. And when someone opens that address, their browser receives the HTML and displays it on the web page. That means the attacker gets a web page hosted on the trusted developer infrastructure without setting up a normal website. The important chain in this process is npm package, HTML file, public file address, and then the browser displays that page. So next step in the process to identify the victim. Web hosting the page isn't enough. The attacker still needs someone to visit it. And when a victim opens one of these pages, they see something extremely familiar, a Cloudflare-style verification page. You've probably seen the real version before. Verify you're human, maybe complete some little puzzle on screen, and maybe wait for your browser to be checked by the Cloudflare security. And that familiarity is exactly what makes the technique useful, because the page looks exactly like something users have already been trained to trust, except this isn't Cloudflare. The HTML contains JavaScript that communicates with the infrastructure controlled by the attacker. According to the researchers, earlier versions contacted a domain designed to resemble a Microsoft logo. The remote server can then control where the user is being redirected. So this is where the researchers connected the campaign to a technique called ClickFix. ClickFix doesn't necessarily need some incredible vulnerability in your operating system. Instead, it attacks the person sitting in front of it. A fake verification page can potentially give victim instructions to open something, press a keyboard command, paste the command, run it, and the victim thinks they're completing a security check, but they've actually been manipulated into executing the attack themselves. It's a social engineering combined with legitimate operating system functionality. Now, there's an important detail in this specific case. When OX Security investigated the campaign, the remote logic was redirecting users to a legitimate ChatGPT website. So researchers weren't claiming that every visitor was currently being infected. The concern is that the attacker controls the remote logic. They could change the destination without needing to republish all of the NPM packages. Look at everything involved in this attack. NPM is doing what NPM is designed to do. It stores the packages. The mirrors are doing what they're designed to do, deliver the files. The browser is doing what it's designed to do, turn the HTML into a web page. And the user is doing something they've probably done hundreds of times, completing a verification page. The attacker doesn't necessarily have to break any of those systems. They've just connected them in a way that the designers didn't intend. That's the bigger cybersecurity lesson here. We usually imagine hacking as someone finding broken software, a vulnerability, an exploit. some secret technical trick. But sometimes every individual piece of the system works perfectly. The vulnerability is how these pieces interact. And in this case, attackers realized that the infrastructure designed to distribute JavaScript packages could also distribute something completely different, a phishing page.